Good evening, everybody. Had a little technical hitch there again. It's cool that my machine decided to break up. Hope everyone is well. Got some good stuff tonight. Usual sort of madness. Is anyone here? Is this working? Hello. Good afternoon, Mick. So what's been going on this week? Quite a lot of people watch this week. I can just say Rocky's found his voice tonight. There you go. Yeah, so we've had 1,540 views this week. I think that has to do with a certain video I did. We've picked up 7 new subscribers as well. Well, what you've been watching? Well, number 3 is the Simple Minds Top 10 that I did with Richard McCook at 107. Retro ranking with John Lennon at 155 at number 2. But top of the pile this week was that surprise show we did on Sunday, Led Zeppelin Top 10 with Richard, 206. Yeah, good evening, Richard. Our show topped my viewings this week, 206 in the week. What's been going in the 28 days? Well, that's 4,961 views. And we've picked up another 18 subscribers in the month. And what's people been watching in the month? Well, coming in at number 3 with 189 views is the Simple Minds Top 10 with Richard. Number 2, Retro ranking with John Lennon again, 189, and topping 2 charts this week in the views, the Led Zeppelin Top 10. So it's in the 7 days in the last month. That is fantastic for the channel. Excellent stuff. The big picture, since we started on the 14th of May, I'm now up to 97,258 views, 510 subscribers. No change in the order of the best views. It's still Jethro Tull, Derek Riggs, Iron Maiden artwork, and Status Quo. Last week's Battle of the Debuts was won by Pink Floyd by a country mile. Yeah, good evening if you've all just come in. So what's happening next week on the channel? Well, on Monday we start with the last part of the Sammy Hagar story, and that is The Circle, another of his super groups. Classic album next week is a sort of one that's been asked to do something on this band again, and we're going to do classic album review of The Queen Is Dead, The Smiths. Tuesday is Ladies' Day again on RTO, and we're going to look at the albums of the longest going heavy metal girl band, Girls' School. And as a tribute to Olivia Newton-John, we're going to do a top 10 of her singles. Wednesday marathon next week is a viewer's request. We're doing the album catalogue of Killing Joke. Thursday, Battle of the Debuts, sorry. Tough one here. We've got Genesis going up against Renaissance. Album artwork next week will be Arena. And then we got live stream, of course. Friday live album ranking is Camel, bit of prog. And then the new album, it's a new album-ish. It's just been released. It's ZZ Top's Raw, that little old band from Texas Original Soundtrack. So I thought we'd just do one more. Do one of these little things. Look at it's all live, but it's great live. Right, but shall we have a dive into the laundry list now? I hope this young man is going to watch this. I had a request today by a chap called the Rock Beast. Young lad, doing his thing, brilliant. He asked me to do Motley Crue. So I sent it off to the keeper of the laundry list, Mastermind Dave. Added it, and I says, added to the long list of laundry list. And he come back with a reply saying, okay, on the grounds of, well, do it and do it quickly. And then Mastermind Dave answered him and told him about the laundry list. Now I'm going to show you the laundry list because I printed it off. It goes to 3 sides of A4. Well, three half sides. They're just the bands. And you've got to take into consideration how many albums each of these bands have got. You know, it's a massive list. Yeah, Charles, just put them down and Dave will add it to it. But why? I mean, I do listen to quite a lot. So this week, we're getting through it. The Stranglers, we've done 13 of the 18. Government Mule, we're up to 7 of the 12. Alan Parsons Project, 8 of the 12. Green Day, we're 7 of the 13. Simple Minds, 12 of 18. Shawaddy Waddy, 5 of 14. Vanilla Fudge is at 4 out of 10. Gong, David Allen is 8 of 11. Folkart is at 5 out of 17. Alex Harvey Band, 4 of 7. Fu Manchu, 4 of 12. Journey, 6 of 15. Fleetwood Mac, 11 of 18. I Am Butterfly, 2 of 6. Suede, 3 of 9. Rick Wakeman, shall we start again? Rick Wakeman, the 2010s, 1 of 7. Chicago, 5 of 26. The Smiths, 1 of 4. New ones added. Stephen Wolf, listen to one of them of the 13. Dead Can't Dance, 1 of 9. Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, 1 of 17. Listen to 1 of Jones's, 7. 1 of Helios Creed's, 1 of his 23. Sid Barrett, 1 of his 2. Mick Jagger, 1 of his 4. The Straws, 1 of 24. Gordon Giltrap, 1 of 22. Stereophonics, 12. Completed ones this week. Black Country Communion, Rick Wakeman, Elbow and Frupp. We've also had another Wally. Now this is a proper Wally of the week. Someone commented on the Chrome. He didn't just comment. He told me, I've got no idea what I'm talking about. You're rubbish. What do you know about music? You're ridiculous. And basically he was saying that you guys should have no faith in me. So you know what happened to him? He got blocked. Absolute moron. I think he didn't like it that I said that Chrome are weird. And apparently he must have watched it all because he said that I said the word weird 43 times. Yes, Rocky is displacing his displeasure. Do you want to come up? Come on then, come and say hello to everybody. I think he's making up for last week where it was a bit yes, you can sniff something because there is something up here. He's sniffing it out. Yeah, so this guy got blocked. He was he was quite nasty as well. He wasn't just having a go at me. He was He was having a go at you guys as well for not showing faith in me. I mean, if the thing is with that guy, if he'd have listened to at the beginning where I said I'm not the biggest Chrome fan, so this is all new to me, and a lot of you guys do give me bands that I'm not really into, but I still do them, and I get a lot of enjoyment out of it because you've asked, and some bands are your favourites. Yeah, one dash sound, right? Yeah, all right then. You can get down. Go on then. Down you get. Go into your cutie bit. Has anyone looked on the community? Because there is a picture of Rocky on there, hiding under the stairs. Now the other thing, under the stairs, under the desk. Now the other reason you need to go and look at the community. I put the ad up, or watch the ad for tonight's live stream because we had a prop malfunction. Yeah, you're right, Charles. It was an absolute dipstick. Got a poll going to as usual tonight, and it's from today's Battle of the Debuts. Cinderella's Night songs and who let the track. Well, can't say now because I've had to say it. Look what the cat dragged in, Poison. It's also on the community as well. So that's all the news. Let's just maximize this. That's better. Right. I'm thinking of changing one of the programs and giving it a little rest, but I don't know what to replace it with. So get your thinking caps on, guys. What sort of weekly show would you like me to do on you know what the schedule we do? I'll tell you the one that's going. It's the album artwork. I'm going to have a rest on that. I want something to replace it on a Thursday. And you guys are going to come up with the ideas. The Mastermind Dave and myself will look at all of them and we'll pick the top two and we'll do a poll. And whoever wins it gets the we'll get to do the show. So you've got to come up with the idea and you've got to come up with a quirky name for it. Yeah, you're right there, Stephen. So get your thinking caps on, guys. Think of a themed show that we can do on a Thursday. I'm all doing a little ad for it so you can put your ideas. If you've got any tonight, just put them in the up the scroll at the side, and I'm sure Dave will take a note of them. As you can see, I'm wearing a new T-shirt. One I designed. They are on Redbubble if you would like one. Got all the logo, all the different sort of logos. Yeah, this one, Stephen. He was, I think his name was the greatest Chrome fan. And the trouble with some fans, if you disagree with, because they're the biggest, they say they're the biggest fans. If you disagree with them, they don't like it. That's a lot what's going on in the world today. If you don't agree with someone, you're wrong. But I did listen to the first Helius Creed album today, and I quite liked it. I really did. It's got some good tracks on it. I'm looking forward to listening to the rest to see how that goes. Oh, that's a good one, Dave. Put it on the list. Yeah, talking of going down memory lane, the other thing I've put on the community is I'm doing a thing that this day, in 2021. So basically, in the community, I'm putting up all the stuff that I did a year ago. And it's amazing that I put something up the other day and it actually went up by about, it was the Cozy Pal, which was the second video that I ever did. It went up, it's only 7 people have watched it, but it's gone up from 40 something up to 50. Take me 82 hours. Probably will. I've done a little bit on producers. Put that one down, Dave. So we've got Going Down Memory Lane and Rob's a producer's show. Are you saying take a producer each week and go doing my top 10 albums of that producer? That sounds a good idea, actually. I like that one. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I've sort of touched on it because we did the when we did the Jeff Lynne story, I did a bit on his albums that he produced. But there's a lot, you know, off the top of my head, you know, you got Martin Birch, is one. Roger Glover, John Eden, like the people I can think of. He's trying to go up the steps. Tony Visconti, yes. Yes, he was a good producer. Brian Eno. There's some legs on that one. Yeah, Gore. So we got 2 at the moment. I'll give it a week. Keep thinking. If you think of any, doesn't matter if you've done one. The more we get, the more we can look at. Just pop it on a comment on any of the videos you watch, or email me. Yeah, I think that's got lots of legs. That's pretty good. Oh, hang on, I've forgotten to do something as usual. She who must be not spoken about. Yeah, so that yeah, that sounds a good idea. I like that. I know that Richard and myself are going to do another couple of videos. Favorite number ones from the 70s, and they're doing one on the 80s. Springtime Productions. Good evening, Alan. How did you think Richard did with his Led Zeppelin songs? Because I was pretty impressed. We'll make him a full... Focusing on all countries. God, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and I've contacted Joe's from Joe's Vinyl Universe. In September sometime we're going to do one on the long prog tracks. What I came up with, and Dave can put this on, I said I'd do something on soundtracks. We haven't done much on soundtracks. So put down... Okay. Yeah, I did, Rob. That one, I think. I know we've only done 3, but I think that the Led Zeppelin one was the best one that Richard and I have done. It's the most popular video on my channel in the last 7 days, and already it's the most popular in the last 28 days. That's how popular it's been. Thank you, Alan. I mean, I knew that Richard and I were going to be totally different because he's a sort of casual fan, and I'm your diehard. See, like Dave's a big Led Zeppelin fan. Stephen, Blade Runner will be featured very, very, very shortly because next week, as I said, we got the last of the Sammy Hagar story. So the last week of August, we start a new artist, and that artist is Vangelis. That's all. I'm just reading what Rob thought. Yeah, so we're going to do Vangelis, and that's going to. How we're going to do that? We're going to go through Aphrodite's Child. Plus, we'll have a quick look at some stuff that was not released, but yours truly's got it. Look at Vangelis' solo stuff, his soundtrack albums, John and Vangelis, and he's got quite a few collaborations because that's our next artist is Vangelis. So, yes, Stephen, Blade Runner will be featured, and The Mission it's a good film and a great soundtrack as well. I've done Still Crazy as well, and Tommy, and Jesus Christ Superstar. I like it, Alan, that this is what I call you very dedicated. You're at the Tika Fusion and you're still watching the live stream. That's a dedicated subscriber. Yeah, I love Vangelis. There is a top. I did a tribute when he passed. There is one on the channel. Yeah, it's Still Crazy. It's one of my favourite films. And what I like about it, you got Jimmy Nail plays on it. My favourite track on there is The Flame Still Burns. I love that song. Because just one of the greats. Yeah, it was a classic album, but it is a soundtrack to a rock opera. I haven't done Quadrophenia yet, but that 6/6 album is pretty good, Alan. Yeah, they're all good. There's one or two there a bit dodgy, but we can't all have. Time for some extra light. Well, let's put some more lights on. Bear with me, folks. There we go. Is that better, folks? Right, I'm going to pull this up a minute. Because, as usual, we've got our array of albums. There is a connection with all these tonight. Alan's pretty good up there. Yes. Do you know what the connection is, Alan? There is some sort of connections there. What? That one? Yeah. That bit there. Hang on. Oh, I had a malfunction earlier, and it's going to do it again. I can see it. This bit here, around the thing, it glows in the dark. That's a great album, that is. But they've all got some sort of connection. Well, four of them 6 have got one. There's one person that plays on 4 of those albums and sings. Has anyone guessed yet? 4 of them albums have got one thing in common, and the others are just thrown in because I can. Oh, Mr. Joyce, as ever, is absolutely spot on. Which ones does he play on then, Alan? Yeah, Glenn Hughes is a major person up there. It's also something to do with a little project I'm doing as well. It's a little project I'm doing that I'm sort of writing. I'm actually going to write a book, and this is the connection. And it's all from one band up there, but the rest, apart from the Glenn Hughes, all these albums are connected. Gary Moore, Purple, yeah. Oh, Sabbath, yeah. But that's the one that's getting you, isn't it? That one there. But that's the main thing. But the other thing is that all these Burn, Gary Moore, Phenomena, Rainbow Dio, and Black Sabbath are all sort of part of the Deep Purple family tree. Well, it all started off by Roundabout. That's what Deep Purple were called. So I'm doing a thing where it all started. Basically, working title is called "It All Started with a Roundabout." And what I'm trying to do is connect all people that sort of played with each other and see how big it goes. Now on this album, I'll pull it down. I don't know if I can say who plays on it. So I'm taking the album out, but no, you can't. But on this, I know there's Mel Galley, Tom Galley, and a host of other people. Hold on, the album's up here. So I'll sort of hide them up there when I've got them up here because I don't want to spoil them. Let's have a look. No, it doesn't say who plays on. I don't know if there's anything. I left the little thing in there. No, it's on the other one you get it. But there's all sorts of people. The Phenomena. If you don't know much about Phenomena, there is a video on Phenomena that I did many, many, many moons ago. And I'm sure yeah, it is. Because I could connect Deep Purple with Def Leppard. Rainbow Rising is probably one of my favourite albums, and it's one of my favourite covers. Right, time for a sip for tonight's brew. Tonight's brew, folks, is Brewdog's Punk Dog, or Punk IPA, whatever it's called. There we go. Dave's footed up. Purple with Amber. I haven't reached that one yet. It's got to be just something to do with production. Because I mean the purple Sabbath is very easy. It's Ian Gillan. I mean that Gary Moore. Wow. Thank you for that, Richard. That's just opened up, as Dave always says to me, opens up a book of worms. The Mighty John Lord. Rob, what have you took it off for? You're embarrassed. Ugh. Anyway, how was the weather where everyone else? We had some rain last night. We had a little bit earlier, but today it's still 22 degrees. It's still hot, sticky, and very, very muggy. What makes me laugh is the weather warnings now. When they said about thunderstorms, yellow alerts, take a brolly out. They think we're all children. I'm just wondering if the person that demanded the Motley Crue now. For those of you who come in late, I had someone asked to do Motley Crue today, and they basically I said add it to the long laundry list, and was basically telling me he wanted it soon. Snowflakes of society, yeah, don't get me on that. I was half expecting to someone complain about the t-shirt I wore yesterday. I went to see, remember that comedian, the guy with no voice? Went to see him long before COVID. And I did a meet and greet with him. Really nice lad. Great fun we had. And then his tour t-shirt was I was lost by was speechless. The other t-shirt he does, I didn't get it, but it said I do it for the blue badge. Sam Brown, as in Joe Brown's daughter. Yes, Stephen, I agree. I've watched a couple of videos of Deep Purple, and I think his version of him doing Highway Star was great. I always try and find Highway Star. There's a benchmark, and he did a great version of it. I've seen Perfect Strangers. I think he fits in with the band. Yeah, it's a shame that Steve Morse left, but it's understandable why he did, because of his wife. Yeah, I haven't put anything up yet, but of course, was it Steve Grimmett from the Grim Reaper, sadly passed this week. Another band that's sort of on my personal list that now and again gets put into the laundry list. But with everything else going on and tributes coming out of our ear holes at the moment, I haven't done anything. But we have got a couple coming up. On next Tuesday, we've got a tribute to Olivia Newton-John. And I'll let you into a secret. The following week, we're doing a tribute to Judith Durham. They're going to do The Seekers. And when I put that list together, I found out that a lot of them have come off a certain album, and there's a pretty good reason why my mum had that album, and it was played to death. No, he went before. He's just being Rocky. Yeah, so we got a few tribute shows coming up. And we've got another sort of anniversary show in September. Because this week we did on the 16th of August, 45th anniversary of Elvis dying, and September the 16th is the anniversary of Mark Bolan. But on the Tuesday before that week, I'm doing another Mark Bolan retro ranking. Richard will like this one. This is the deep cut tracks, no singles, just my favourite tracks on the albums, which I'm looking forward to. So I've been absolutely listening today. I've listened to lots of Mark Bolan. Yeah, it was great listening to. I've got a rough idea which are my favourite tracks. So what I did, I put them all in a playlist on Spotify and played them. And then I think there was about 25, but I whittled it down today. Going, yeah, that's okay. So I got me 10 of me 3 bubbling unders. Yeah, I know Pete did a tribute to him. They're a band that are sort of forgotten about, Grim Reaper. Yes, they're very obscure, because even the man of my music knowledge has never heard of them. But then again, I keep pulling ones out for you guys out of my collection that you've never heard of. So, yeah, I'm sure they'll be added to the long list. I mean, on this list, there's loads that I've actually completed. Go from there to there are all the bands that I have listened to, and they're not little. Catalogues either. When you got Alice Cooper in there, Captain Beefheart, Killing Joke, Allman Brothers Band. That's what I'm working on at the moment, as you know. And then the stuff that I haven't even touched starts there and goes to there. That's not even song albums I've not even looked at. Dave will tell you exactly how many. Yeah, he's got a huge collection. He makes mine look very small, actually. But unfortunately, when I moved, I had to get rid of a lot of CDs because I just haven't got the room in this place. I just about Ah, hello, Rock Beast. I haven't really got a favourite one. Compare the first three Skid and Big Country albums. That's an interesting one. Oh, I like that idea. Oh, Richard. While I forget, I like that CD, them songs from that CD that you put together. I like that. That's some good ones on that. Yeah, the Rock Beast, you're famous. We've been talking about you. Yeah, that's a really good compilation. I must admit, I've now made a playlist of that for my Spotify because I think it's yes, you're famous. Right, this is for the benefit of Rock Beast. That is the laundry list. Unfortunately, Motley Crue is at the bottom of it. It will get done, but not how long's a bit of string. It just depends how quick I can get through that. I mean, there's other guys who've been waiting for stuff for ages. Like next week, I'm doing Killing Joke. Now, the person that asked for that was months ago. Yeah, so there, you see, there's just been what 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all right, Rock Beast. It will be done, mate. I don't forget. The person that knows more about what's coming up is Mastermind Dave or Dave Keogh. He's the keeper of the laundry list. And if it wasn't for Dave, I wouldn't be able to do all this because every time you put stuff up on the channel, he reads it and adds it. And when we go through 2 or 3 times a week what's going on. And the other day he just said, I need some off the top. I need some more for marathons, and he just reeled some off for me. So 610, good grief. As I said last week, I thought I'd run out of ideas and bands to do. But obviously, we're not going to run out. 600 bands. That's a lot. That's what. He is Alan. He is. He is the keeper of the laundry list. Yeah. To be quite honest, he probably knows more what's on the laundry list than what I do. I just keep. As you know, I've got this. I've got this book that I work to. This is my book. You know, I'll put down how many albums the band's got, as you can see. The little green ones means I've finished them, but as you can see, I sort of, as you can see, there's the Chicago. Oh look, there's a thing there called Blue Oyster Cult Live, which I'm listening to at the moment. The Smiths are on that page. KT Turnstile, that's for another ladies' day. I'm good at reading backwards. But, you know, this, I think the first, I started doing this, the first band that went in here was Trapeze, and I haven't even done them yet. Oh, it was you that asked for Killing Joke, Alan. I forget. I do apologise. It's coming up on Wednesday, mate. I haven't ranked Little Feet. They're actually on my little list, which is in my little book here. But Little Feet are good. I mean, there's bands on it that, you know, Blackfoot, I haven't done. Mountain, Alaska. Robert Palmer, yeah, they're all in there. But I think Robert Palmer may be added to the proper list because you've just put it up. The Enid, yeah, they're in the list. Now, I've got a little claim to fame with the Enid. He never made an album with them, but he did a few tours with them. A friend of mine, I'm sure, Stephen, you've heard of Wayne Cox. He drummed with the Enid for a while. Know him very well. He's moved back to Ireland now. He was in a band in Northampton called the Rag Dolls, and they toured. They played all round Northampton. Become great friends with him. Used to go around him and his young lady's flat at the time for dinner. When I used to do my charity stuff for the day centre I worked in many years ago, he was at the thing. Not yet, Alan. I haven't done Robert Plant solo stuff yet. So, oh, excellent. Yeah, so I do have my claim to fame. Oh, and the other person I knew is Neil Shepherd. Can anyone remember which band Neil Shepherd was in? For one album, but he was a member of a band, and I think he did some work with Ozzy. But that's only my real claim to fame. Oh, and I met Del, and I knew Del Bromham. That's the other person I know. I've seen him in the two bands that he was in. Saw them in a band that he did called the Killer Bees. And saw them obviously with Stray when they reformed. Justin Hayward, where? I know my dad lived up the road from Dave Holland. Because he was from Northampton, Dave Holland was. You know, extra P's Judas Priest drummer. Remember my dad showing me the house he lived in. And the other claim to fame, where I live now, about I wouldn't say more than 400 yards in that direction, is the house that Robert Llewellyn grew up in. Robert Llewellyn, of course, Crichton. And the house has actually got a little blue plaque on it. Yes. You're not having anything else, Rocky? dog's always, look, there he is, peering behind the... Yeah, you're on camera. They can all see you. What films am I into? Big Bond film. Like the Bond films. Like classic war films. Comedy. But I like Ealing comedy. I love the Ealing comedy films. I love Carry On as well. I know I'm sad, but I enjoy Carry On. Like the Doctor films. I like all the older stuff. Dad's Army. Favourite Ealing? Oh. Passport to Pimlico I love. And Titfield Thunderbolt. Whiskey Galore. And Went the Day Well. No, that's not an Ealing comedy, but it's an Ealing film. It's a bit of a war film. That's great. It's got a very young Flora Hurd in it. I think the other one I like is Clarinets and Cornets. The one I think Alistair Sim plays half a dozen people. And of course, I love the Centrinians films. Lady Killers, Kind Hearts and Clarence. That's it. That's the one. So it was something like that. Yeah, love all that. I do love black and white films for some reason. I just think they're very, very funny. And some, you know, I call them Sunday afternoon films, the black and white films. But one of my favourite films is actually a Disney film starring Peter Ustinov, Blackbeard's Ghost. I love that movie. Always have as a kid. Laurel and Hardy. The kings of comedy. Thing with Laurel and Hardy is, doesn't matter how many times you watch them, and you know where the gags are coming, and you still laugh. Bilko. Yeah, I love Bilko. Not as keen on Charlie Chaplin, but I love Buster Keaton and Harold Lloyd, the Marx Brothers. I don't think you have. That looks about right. I do like modern films as well. What do I like modern? I like the Die Hard films. I think they're good. I like the Bourne Identity franchise. I like them. And I like the Kingsmen. I think they're quite good as well. I was going through Facebook the other day, and the usual question about the new James Bond appears. I all say it's going to be Henry Cavill, but I think they'll go with someone that's not so famous. Yeah, they have a couple all right. I find that quite amusing. Favourite novel? Oh. Now, I've got quite a few really good authors. I've got more authors. I'll tell you sort of books I like. I like detective books, and I mean old sort of detective. I mean, I love Agatha Christie. Anything that Agatha Christie does, I love. Huge fan of Poirot. Huge fan of Miss Marple. But I'd say my favourite fictional character is Lord Peter Wimsey. Oh, Columbo's great. Just one more thing. Yeah, I love going back to what I was saying. I do love Peter Wimsey, Lord Peter Wimsey. I'm not tell much of a fan of I am of Lord Peter Wimsey. I did have a lot of the books. But they sort of get. Cheers, Rob. See you next week. Yeah, go on. We'll talk to my Lord Peter Wimsey. I've got all the books now on audio. I've got all those radio dramas on audio, and I've got all the TV ones, even the ones that. What was his name, Dave? What was his name? Can't think of his name. The other bloke that played Peter Wimsey. This is how sad it was. I could only get it on Region 1 DVD from America. And when I brought my new DVD, well, my Blu-ray, I made sure it would play Regional 1 so I could play Lord Peter Wimsey. Yeah, I love Hitchhiker Glide. I've got all them series on Do Free. Yeah, got all them. I love I've got the series actually on BritBox, so I've watched the series. I'm not too keen on the film though. I went to see it at the cinema and it was all right. The only bit I love in that, you've got the original Marvin in the crowd, in the all them robots queuing, and you got the original Marvin. I mean, Stephen Fry did a great thing as the book, but Peter Jones was the book. And the other character of Peter Jones, I thought he was Edward Prember, that's it, is in the radio series of Lord Peter Wimsey. Peter Jones played Bunter. No, it was Edward Penthridge who played it in the other ones. Now you've reminded me. And I think that I was ashamed that Peter Jones didn't do it on the TV series. But to me, the definitive Bunter and Wimsey is Ian Carmichael and Peter Jones. I just loved how Peter Jones portrayed Bunter. And I do like Colin Dexter. Big fan of Morse. I'm very sad. I've got all the Morse, all the Lewis, and all the Endeavour. Yeah, and also like autobiographies. I've got a lot of them on audio now. Because unfortunately, as I get older, my poor old eyesight, when it comes to reading, even with glasses, after a time, I do struggle. And at the moment, I really do struggle reading because I can't concentrate and focus enough. Even it's been a few months since I had the Bell palsy. There are little bits that are still around, like pronunciations, and my eyes get tired. My mouth gets tired. But at the moment, I'm all right. But I've got a lot of biographies on audiobook now. Oh dear. I'm all right at the moment. I don't think I'll be too much longer, but I feel all right at the moment. because apparently last week, Eagle-Eyed Dave noticed that my mouth started drooping. So I think at the moment, it's Dave will usually say when he thinks I've had enough. But I don't know if last week it was. I did start feeling it. I couldn't get my mouth open wide enough. Oh, Jeeves. Yeah, I like Jeeves and Worcester. I've got a very nice DVD box set of that a certain Mr. Keogh brought me for my birthday once. There's bits in that, though, they could never put that on telly again. There's one episode of that they could not put on telly. There'd be an absolute uproar. But then again, I've got a lot of things that they couldn't put on telly anymore because there'd be an absolute uproar. It ain't half up, Mum, for starters. And I think Hello Hello might struggle these days. Yeah, I totally agree. A bit of a do, yeah, it was all right. I did watch a thing the other night. I found it actually on YouTube, and it was a documentary about the Fast Show. I think the Fast Show was the last really good sort of sketch comedy thing that was ever put out, and it was done years afterwards. And some of the people that were in it dressed up as their old characters. What's the connection between purple and Deep Purple? Well, it's a roundabout the story. It's not a direct one, but there is a link. David Coverdale was in Deep Purple. He left. He formed Whitesnake. Vivian Campbell joined Whitesnake. One link. The other link is, of course, before Whitesnake, he was in Dio, who was in Rainbow, along with Jimmy Bain, Vinny Appice, who was in Black Sabbath, and Rainbow. You know, that's the thing. No, they won't do that. That doesn't fit the boxes. Not the 9 o'clock news all told yet. There's some great. I've got a couple of albums. Yeah. They don't have to be direct connections, but when you go through a family tree, they all sort of connect. If I can get it narrowed down, I'll do what I've got so far. Late night mash. Well, that's as woke as you can get. Yeah, the Last in Line cover is pretty cool. Yeah, there's little bits of Whitesnake that actually feed back, and they sort of end up, but going, some of them start to play together long after Whitesnake. Yes, I've seen that. Very good show that was. I used to like them family rock show programs. I've got 2 real good books that I've been using. Put them in this drawer. They're not too far away because I do use them. In that one I put them. These 2 books, written by a certain Martin Popoff. Yeah, The Final Vinyl, Stephen. These are really good books. See, Roger Glover of Deep Purple, I know he produced an album. Look, who connects now Pretty Maze, because he produced one of Pretty Maid's albums, and Ian Pace played on one of the Pretty Maid's albums. Yeah, Alan, these are on. They are on Amazon. They are really good. It's not word book. It's you got pictures and tour posters and who supported them and all that. And it goes year by year. You know how Martin Popoff, when he does something, he does it proper. They are really good books, good reference books. And the thing is, because I'm doing this sort of project anyway, I actually emailed Martin Popoff, told him what I was doing, and said, "Is it okay to quote from your books?" And he went, "Sure, go for it." So there you go. I have actually got confirmation from the great man himself to quote his books. He'll be at the Funhouse tomorrow. Yeah, the other thing I've got by Martin Popoff, I've got it on audiobook, and that's his Rush anthology. He doesn't read it, but basically he goes through every album, what happened when it recorded. It's a fascinating listen. Yeah, I've just got hold of another Guinness Book of Hit singles, and it's got the albums on as well. That goes up to 2004, which is well within my remit because there's not much I got over. He just sits there barking, expecting me to. I don't know. You thought being 12 in 2 weeks' time, you'd be a bit more chilled out in life. Yeah. Michael Schenker is a sort of on the thing. I mean, I've done UFO and UFO Live, but I'm going to do his solo stuff as well, and the MSG and anything else that he's been involved with. Like we're going to be doing John Mitchell as well. So don't forget Bucks Fizz. No, Bucks Fizz. I can tell you when Bucks Fizz will be in. Be in October. Because I've sorted out retro ranking for September, so it's definitely on for October. So yeah, I haven't forgotten it, and it's even on. I think it's I do believe Dave put it on the list. Yes. And to prove that it's on the list, there you go. Bucks Fizz. Dave doesn't. Yeah, Scorpions is done as well. But I'll deep dive into fine stuff that Michael Schenker's field played on. I haven't heard it yet, Stephen. But talking of Threshold, as I've been listening to a lot of Rick Wakeman, and there's an album that he did in about 2007 or 8 called Out There, and it's done with the Rock Orchestra or something. And it started off all Rick Wakeman, and then this singer come on. I thought, I recognise that voice. Who the hell is it? And then it twigged. It's Damien Wilson. And talking of Damien Wilson and Arena, they have got a new album coming out. And Threshold have, of course. I think Arena's is out in September. Oh, excellent. I think that's a great album Out There. I forgot that Damien was on that. Yeah, Arena is October. We've been waiting for that album for ages, though. It should have been out last year, but I think that was COVID. I think Damien will fit into that, the sound of Arena. Do like Arena. It is good artwork because that's the artwork show next week as well. Got a bit of Arena artwork next week. I think it's next week. I can't remember. Soon tell you. Still got it up. Yeah, Arena artwork next week. When does the artwork stop? It's when we actually won't be for a little while because it's all right. I've now put up something and I can't get rid of it. There we go. It won't be for a little while because we've only had 3 ideas, and I want to replace it. But I think at the moment. Oh, plenty there for a Michael Schenker story. That'll do nicely. Album, it'll probably be not before December. Depends how quickly we can get enough ideas. I'll be able to fill you in more next week. Depends how many ideas. I know we've got 3 at the moment. If we get too many, we'll have to do like the Tory leadership. Whittle it down each week and then have a outlong thing on how to pick the top 2. Well, hopefully Dave did actually write down your ideas. Oh, is there more than 3? I know there was one for producers. Your idea, going down the years. Or was that? Am I over? Oh, there's only 2 then. If we get any more in the week, we'll talk about next week, and then probably then. I took down the offensive one. took the offensive one down because it was rather nasty, and I blocked him because it got too personal, and I weren't going to have that. But if you want to look at, I don't know if he's still here. He's probably gone. The Rock Beast, what he put on the Pretty Maid. He put it on the Pretty Maids video, and you'll see Dave's response. Normally I would have left it up, Charles, but this was just, it was a dig at everything, you know. And people like that need to be dealt with severely. I'll get into the fact that it was actually reported to YouTube. It was very nasty, and they're actually looking into it, I do believe. Yeah, it always is. It is, Charles, you're right. He was an absolute cock. Really was. I just find it no, because there are DVDs that have never been made into live albums. But sometimes they get mentioned as an honourable mention on my live albums because yeah. It's because some of us can actually absolutely spot on, Stephen. As I say, I can't be doing too bad. At 510 subscribers and nearly over 97,000 views. I haven't had too many bad comments. Yeah, add it to the list. Yeah, I could do. Yeah, could sort of, you know, we do a classic album of a review. I could do a DVD or even a VHS video because there's some really good music ones out there. All I know is that I'll tell you what, when we do finally put the album artwork to bed for a little while, I'm sure you'll guess what the last one will ever be. For now, it's one of Dave's favourites. We'll probably end it all with a stinkers. And we'll dedicate it to the Bible Belt of America. Right, folks. It's getting to that time where I'm starting to get a jaw ache, which I think tells me that it's time to stop. Well, we got an hour and 18 out tonight, so I'm getting better. But I'm going to say it's, as Zebedee says, time for bed. Boing, boing. So once again, thank you, viewers here. And if you've been watching this afterwards and you've actually sat and watched it all, let's have a look at the poll. It looks like Cinderella has won in here, which I'm not surprised. Yeah, 5 people voted, all went for Night Song's Cinderella. So I think we might have a winner there. Okay then, folks. Rocky is headed for the door, which is a good sign that he needs to go and point his nose out the doors. So I'm going to go now, and I will speak to you all tomorrow. And I'll be back in the morning for a bit of Peter Gabriel live and reviewing 18, the new album from Jeff Beck and wannabe rock star Johnny Depp. So good night, everyone, and thanks for joining us. See you all next week. Bye for now.